All right, yeah. This time around, Kaiser Wilhelm has not quit spectator like a maroon, I want to say. Unfortunately, we did have. We are working within the limitations of this client. Not the most, I guess efficient, maybe is the word, to get these games going. And we will look into maybe organizing things out of the custom game so that it's not just a mad dash for players to join these games. We are balancing a number of factors. I mean, this is our first week of casting these games and organizing them and everything. And pretty much overnight, that submission of Reddit actually got 15,000 views in 10 hours. So we have a lot
That's
of
so
people wanting to
many.
get. I know it really is. We have
We
a
need a
lot of
second team
people.
of casters.
Yeah, exactly. Wanting to get into these games. So please, 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 just try and do anything you can to make these games go smoothly. You will get a chance to play. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but someday and soon for the rest of your life. So we are also trying to make sure that every player has a chance. We have this little Excel document going, and I think for now the rule is going to be that you can't play, back-to-back games, just because there's so many players who want to get in on these. So only jungle, Wale Marno. I'm sorry that you guys couldn't get in, but I'm sure, will be able to get another game in today if you want to stick around. We are not
Hmm.
going anywhere for the moment. Um, so thank you very much. Yep, that's the plan. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's sort of success. A lot of people are drawn to this. That you've seen so many people trying to organize prize money driven tournaments, and
Yeah.
it's like I don't know why, because I you know it's not a big prize. Like, I guess maybe some people are kind of drawn to the fact that you can win a little bit of RP, but it's not like you're gonna quit your day job and start playing WoW. And what I really wanted to
No.
do with these games is just people like playing more serious games, and let's face it, solo queue is just not serious, right?
Hmm.
When you get 5 players on each team who kind of like aren't doing it for the elo, aren't doing it to troll, and kind of just like want to have a good competitive game, you saw what happened last time, right? We had 1,200 players who were, really showing off their mechanical skills, showing off their game sense, very good initiates, very good team fights, and that's really what I want to see from that. Regardless of prize money or anything like that, just getting some good games together is awesome. We actually got a little bit lucky this time around. Wale Marno says girlfriend aggro. He would have had to dodge the queue anyway.
Uh,
So go ahead and join Reddit in-house. If you want to maybe get in on one of these games, I'm going to be taking down everyone's names, seeing how many times they've played, and so if you want to get a slot in maybe one of the later games, Reddit in-house on the NA server is currently the only way to get in on this. Um, Obviously, we are streaming these games. I am making a couple local recordings, and the videos will be uploaded to YouTube. Kaiser, you're getting the active game not found bug, right?
let me check. Sorry, I am out of client dealing with other things. Um, let's check. I didn't get it, no. The client likes me.
It doesn't like me. Um, okay, so I just want to make sure Sacred Venge, Poopster, Mad Trooper, is Unmourned still here, Genocide George still here, Wale Morno had to go, Mr. Lull still here, Sabretooth, Dapper. So we have Voku, and it's Koban. Alrighty then. So now that I've gone over a little bit of the behind the scenes sort of stuff, I just want to say a little bit about the picks and bans we've got going on here. Um, so Sabretooth Pie, Pooster, Genocide George, and Koban have been playing in these in-houses for about a week now. Everyone else, I think, is here because of the post on Reddit, which is awesome. Glad to get some new, some fresh blood in here. We do see the Shaco, Skarner, Shen bans, kind of typical solo queue bans, and then on the other side we see Lee Sin. Shyvana not such a top ban anymore these days. I think Udyr and Mundo have comparable clear rates to her, and that was really her big advantage. Of back around, I am Kiev and Hanover, people just thought Shyvana was an untouchable kind of farming control jungler. Not so much these days. And then we also see a Janna ban, which is interesting. Janna you don't always see supports being banned in low elo, but I think anyone would say Janna has a huge team fight presence.
I've seen a lot more a lot of Soraka play lately though. Like even though Janna hasn't seen any like proper nerfs,
Mhm,
the change to Soraka and just those slight modifications to her, especially with the modification to her E, her heal actually feels almost stronger.
mhm.
And like overall, I've just seen so much more Soraka. The double heal, the silence. There's just so much. She's got so much
Yeah,
going for her.
yeah. I think Soraka is just sort of Janna's real drawback is she can be poked very, very hard. She has no sustain. Soraka has none of that. Soraka is the best anti-poke support in the game, but Janna is
Mhm.
just so strong in team fights where it's like an engage. They use like an ulti and a gap closer and this and that, and then you just click R and their team fights reset, and then you can fight um, when the enemy team has cooldowns and you don't. So we do see. Okay, let's just do a little bit of matchups here. Unfortunately, for blue team, it looks like a couple people are going to be switching. We see Morgana with Smite. Maybe gonna switch with Alistair, I want to say. I doubt that it's jungle Morg.
Renekton?
Jungle Renekton not so strong.
Oh, I don't
Um,
know. What is this?
so bot lane, I'm gonna say we see no AD carry, and that is that was very loud. I'm sorry about that. So anyway, let's
No
go.
switch, dude. These are the
Oh wow,
summoners. These are the
Voku is
champions.
going for jungle Morg. I hope that that isn't trolling. So
I
that is going to be a Nocturne squaring off against a Morg. Morg, if she has her blue buff uncontested, is very strong. If she gets a counter jungle, she is incredibly useless. And we
Yep.
do see two manaless casters on blue team. Interesting team comp. That is going to be Kennen mid, not needing those blue buffs, so it can stay on the Morgana. And Renekton top, also a manaless kind of champion. Then bot lane, we do
And
see
he'll be
Alistair
face. Oh,
Ashe.
okay.
Yeah, sorry. So
Um.
yeah, let's see. This Kennen is going mid, and that is going
Yeah.
to be against Rise, which leaves. Let's see. Either it's going to be we have three bruisers on purple team: Poppy, Riven, and Jarvan. All three of them can go solo top. So we really have to kind of figure out who's going solo top by figuring out who goes bot. Now that Jarvan has heal, and Jarvan is a very popular kill lane or bot. I think that
Mhm.
Riven has a lot more strength in a kill lane than Poppy, right?
Mhm.
Poppy is very effective if he can slam someone into a wall, but Jarvan just has no way to set it up. It's not like maybe a
I.
Blitzcrank and Alistair, someone who can hook it back. So I think we're going to see Riven Jarvan bot lane and a solo top Poppy.
You
Uh,
think so?
although it could be
I
Jarvan
really don't
Poppy.
know the way the Poppy Renekton matchup goes, but I mean,
Yeah.
Renekton even has like that slight. He has that slight sustain, and he's got really decent burst,
Mm-hmm.
especially with that stun. I don't
I,
know. I
I, I
mean.
personally I think that Riven would do well against Renekton.
Mm,
Um, Riven, obviously, one of the highest physical damage champions in the game, but no sustain. Renekton, sort of similar in that regard, but how do you block Riven's damage? She is sort of like a true, like, sustained kind of physical damage, whereas Genocide George's Renekton, much more about getting that E, getting up in your face, and hitting you with a Q.
and
So
then just dashing right back out.
dashing right back out. So it's a very sort of bursty champ, and Riven with that shield, if she really can't take the harass from Renekton, putting a couple extra points into that E, into that shield Riven has, might be a good idea. So we'll see. This is Poopster playing playing Riven, who we haven't seen that yet. We have seen him play Shaco, did a decent job of that. Didn't actually win that game, but anyway, a lot of the time, I think this is maybe the third or fourth in-house we've casted where we do see this kind of like melee, bruisery kind of team comp. It
Mm,
is interesting to see how this is the first time with a Nocturne. I think. Oh no, the first time we saw it had a Nocturne. But anyway, really the problem with that is that you don't have an AD carry, and
mhm.
if Purple Team can shut down the Ashe, that's great. If they can't, they're gonna lose the game. Um, okay. So anyway, we are going to get going into this game now with through the picks and bans. Just going to load up the client here, and it'll be interesting to see this kill lane. We should probably devote a little bit more attention to looking down at the bot
It,
lane.
it could be hard to catch just because they kill lanes tend to be able to, on pretty much one engage, able to just completely burst somebody down and take somebody out of the fight. That tends to be how a kill lane works. It's not this like poke back and forth type thing. You know, you might see a little of that, but really they're looking for that hard engage.
Yeah. So it'll also be interesting to see if purple team can do the right thing and shut down that Morgana, who actually ganks very, very hard at level 6. Right? You have that ulti, you walk in the lane, you pop ult, maybe even flash on top of them so that they can't flash away. And then what you do is when the ult hits, you hit a bind. And that is a combined, you slow them for the duration of the ulti, which I believe is 3 seconds of slow. And then after the ulti pops, it's like a 1 second stun, followed by, depending if she maxes Q or not, could be like up to like a 2 second snare, I want to say. I don't know, but the point is that is like 5 seconds of CC. And with Kennen mid, he also has his own, significant amount of CC. Alistar has a lot of CC. Renekton has a lot of CC. Ashe has a lot of CC. So really, this could be a good team for blue. It's going to be interesting in team fights, especially if Koban on Alistar does a good job of kind of engaging. Koban, by the way, we played some ranked 5s the other day, and I am very happy with his support play. He plays support for our ranked 5s team. And we had some great games. Didn't always pull out with the win, but great games nonetheless. Going to be interesting to see how he manages this game against that kill lane. I think that the support really has a lot of the work.
It'll be very much on him and intelligent use of headbutts and pulverizes just across the course of the lane.
I think he's probably going to want to save it defensively for when they try and make a engage. But by the way, that is why we saw the Janna ban, who is, of course, very, very strong against kill lanes. She has that tornado. She has that shield, the shield being anti-burst, the tornado being a knock-up, which kind of reduces the potential damage output of a kill lane. Well, I think what we're going to want to see down bot is Jarvan getting his EQ auto-attack. His Q does shred armor, and then Riven can pop in there with her E, her W, her Q, and that is a ton of CC.
30 seconds until
you were, of course, right. It will be a solo top Poppy, facing off against Genocide George's Renekton.
Okay, cool. Yeah, both teams starting at 2.3k gold this time, so neither support actually put points into the greed in mastery in the utility tree. Let's take a look at what Alistar's running. He has 37 MR. 37 armor. Ashe has 32 armor. Ashe could really get away with building a Wriggles this time around. Would be a smart choice because all of the damage they're going to be dealing with bot lane is going to be physical. Little bit of looks like they want to take the Wraiths, purple team, for that level advantage. So be sure that you keep an eye out on bot. When they hit level 2, you let me know, okay? I'll be trying to go over sort of the runes and masteries that people have in these matchups, but I think wow, also actually going for the red buff, this bot lane kill lane, doing a huge invade. They know, like I said, Morgana is a strong ganker, but she is weak to counter jungling. Not a good job.
Oh,
no, and they reset it. I thought Riot said that they were going to make it easier to releash these camps. We do see Morgana has just picked up her blue, and she's going to head down to those wraiths to find only one small wraith remaining. And
they're coming, trying to get a quick engage on Poppy up top, unable to really get in range.
Poppy knows that Alistar's there, or no?
Yeah, Poppy saw.
And he's not going in. This is a little strange.
At least I thought Poppy saw. I think Poppy thinks he's backed now.
Yeah, probably. Let's check the... No, I think it's Koban staying a little bit too far away. Oh, the stun goes down. The Q goes down. Is the Ignite going to go down? This could be first blood here up top. But that Poppy passive is just so brutal. I think that was a little bit of a misplay by Koban. Maybe. He didn't stick around in XP range.
Bot lane.
So here's the kill we were talking about at level 2. Purple now knows Alistar is not around. The flash into the turret range, and that is going to be first blood. Going to Jarvan with that Ignite. Very nicely done. Thanks for that call. So I guess it was probably a bad... I mean, Renekton can probably do pretty well against Poppy on his own. He is now, because of that gank, very pushed up. Also, a Nocturne is going to be coming around behind. Genocide George might be in a lot of trouble here. Uses his stun on a minion. gets the E off, gets the second tick of E. Oh, and the fear goes off. This could be trouble. Exhaust goes down, red buff is down. Poppy is chasing for that wall slam.
So fast.
But Genocide George just makes it out safely, has to pop his ghost. But
I'm starting to think that for top laners, Ghost might almost be better in a lot of situations than Flash.
Yeah, I think the thing is that Renekton is got 2 sort of free flashes in his kit, and doesn't really need a 3rd flash on top of that. Sort of the same reason you see Riven's pick up Healing Knight. Yeah, gank going down mid. Oh, and the flash snare. Mr. Laws, though, not able to follow it up with either he missed his Q and didn't get the fear or the red buff off. Ride's flash is now down, Kennen's flash is not. But Koban
that was something I wanted to talk about. What happened bottom was not only did Ashe die, but she lost both her flash and her heal trying to stay alive. So, like, for the next few minutes, she's going to have no defensive summoners to try and keep her safe.
Yeah, but so, I think really at this point, Koban on Alistar is probably going to do a good job of healing for the F. Mid, lots of damage going down. That is going to be a kill for Kennen. The Ignite goes down. Might pick it up. I don't have to watch to see that, though. Yeah, and the Ignite does go down. I saw, right as I looked away, I saw Riven going in here. And of course, that lane was just so much CC. Really put the hurt down. Morgana coming in for her first gank. Has gone back for an M-Tone. Gonna have 50 AP. The bind lands. The Q from Alistar goes off. Very nice delayed, kind of staggered CC. Oh, and the heal from Jarvan. Maybe could have held on to that a little bit longer. And thank you very much. Genocide George, without the summoners to kind of survive that gank, does take Poppy low, but I mean, Poppy is a great choice against Renekton, I think, because that W does provide. She's putting 2 points into W. You usually don't see that. You usually just see that spell being sort of a one-hit wonder. Q. And maxing Q, but 2 points into that, I think maybe early on she was quite afraid of the damage Renekton was able to put out, and now that she has 100 armor with just cloth armor to start off, no Ninja Tabi, nothing else but that, she's probably going to want to go back for a Ninja Tabi and a Philistone. Voku going in for another gank. Can maybe land the binding. Kennen gonna get the stun off. Oh, and Voku just whipping that bind. I'm almost certain that would have been a kill. Just look how much damage Kennen is able to put out.
Bot lane.
Bot lane, we see this kill lane kind of going in again. Ashe is totally caught out of position. Ignite goes down. That is going to be a kill on Sacred Bench. Just not having a good game. These kill lanes, if you let them get a level advantage over you, they are very scary. And we don't even see them at level 6 right now. That is when they're going to be at their scariest. Jarvan with that ulti, anytime Ashe's flash is down, gonna have a lot of damage coming out. Thank you very much, Kennen. Just able to, I think that was just a straight 1v1 where they kind of stood on top of each other.
Bro, popped his ult and just went to town on Ryze.
Yeah, how have you been watching how efficient Ryze is at throwing out his combo? He does, by the way, he went for the Catalyst. He didn't go for, sorry, he went for the Tear of the Goddess instead of the Catalyst, which is going to mean he's going to be dealing a little bit more damage, and he's going to transition much better throughout, mid-game. He's going to get those stacks up very quickly, but he doesn't have the anti-burst of that Morgana Kennen gank that he would maybe get from a Catalyst, so maybe not the best decision here. He's seen a lot of pressure. He has died twice now, but we'll see. Maybe he can pick up that blue and just kind of stay out of range, save his snare for the cannon in case he tries to go aggressive with that ulti. We'll see how that goes. Bot lane, Jarvan is about.
Jarvan is out farming the Ashe as of right now.
No, definitely in the advantage of the bot lane in terms of levels, gold, and kills. But Riven is about to hit level 6. Jarvan is not. Maybe they can pick up a level 6 off of this wave. I think if Riven, oh, a nice stun from Koban to disengage, and Jarvan not going to follow that up. So Riven is hit level 6. If I were her, I would back off and stop soaking XP, because Jarvan is able to hit level 6. This is perfect. Their lane is pushed. Jarvan can hit level 6. Flash ulti on top of that.
Nocturne's level 6 and counter jungling blue a little bit at the red.
Alright, so we see 2 level 6 bruisers, very scared. Lots of burst damage going to come off of these two, and a nice ulti to finish. On top of that, Koban just using that headbutt. Jarvan is around. Nocturne not going for the guy. Kennen is coming down. Morg is coming down. Kennen gets spotted by
Kennen spots the Nocturne.
By the Nocturne, sorry.
He was in that bush.
Oh, okay. It looked like they maybe spotted each other. It's going to be interesting to see Purple team does have Tri-Brush warded. They see this Morgana's poking around. She's only level 5, very far behind in their jungle. Very good counter jungling from Purple, able to steal that red both times it spawned.
Both of the Ashes summoners are back up though.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I
mean, even then, if you're a
survive.
Jarvan, your ulti is on a 120-second cooldown. Ashes Flash is on a 260-second cooldown. You could just go for a kill right now. Riven is of course manaless. Jarvan has full mana. I think if they were to go for a cool and get the full QWER combo off, Ashe would be scared and have to flash away, and then 120 seconds later when that ulti comes back up, that would be a free kill. Oh, someone's going low. I believe that is Kennen mid. So actually, this Catalyst doing quite well for Bryce. He is able to really
the Tear of the Goddess.
Sorry, yeah, the Tear of the Goddess. He isn't really feeling all that threatened by this Kennen. Threatened by Kennen, and it looks like they might go for a dive. Nocturne is around. He is spotted by that ward. Kennen's gonna have to be careful. But we'll see how much damage they can put out. Oh, and I just see it looks like the Ash Flash is blown. You never want to blow that Ash Flash against a Jarvan until he uses his ulti. Very, I think
nothing out of that flash. They baited that out very.
They baited it very nicely, and I think just Sacred Vent on high, kind of very anxious in this lane right now. Just a lot of kill potential. Very good brush control. The Q goes down. Maybe when that comes off cooldown. Oh, by the way, we see an ulti from Mad Trooper able to full to zero him. The Nocturne ulti is going to connect, and that is going to be a kill in favor of Purple. Because I think
but of course, Ryze losing that blue buff, which I mean is a lot of where his strength in lane comes from.
He had that blue ticking for about 3 minutes. They last for, I believe, 4 minutes with the extended buff duration, so it's not really going to last very long. Wow, but Purple team going for a very early dragon. We see a Wriggles on Nocturne, Jarvan with just Ninja Tabi, Riven with just a Longsword and a Doran, but they are able to take it down very quickly.
Yeah, blue with absolutely no vision of this. I mean, but they have to suspect something. Yeah. In fact, Ashe had even used her Hawk Shot to check the rush in lane. Yeah. To try and figure out where they were.
Yeah.
Looks like top lane has been pretty back and forth. Renekton coming out ahead on farm, but I've definitely seen a lot of trades. People are ending up with very similar amounts of health. Yeah. And Poppy backed. She doesn't quite have that sheen yet.
Yeah. Well, Poppy is lots of damage actually coming out in the favor of blue team. This is really what blue team needs. It's not enough to just farm. They have to get to the stage where if Jarvan and Riven get in melee range, Ashe will kill them. And that's really the only way you get, the only way you can really beat a kill lane.
This was, of course, made possible by the fact that Jarvan had actually backed to purchase items.
That is true.
So it was Jarvan, just Riven sitting in lane.
Yeah, Jarvan picking up that double 55. Mid, lots of damage going down onto the Ryze. Kennen backing off, kiting a little bit. I think he should have just gone in there. Oh, and a nice W, able to pick him up out of the fog of war, picks him up in the brush. By the way, we do see Poppy has not built a Heart of Gold, is only going for that Filler Stone. So Genocide George has to win this lane because he's not only going to get outscaled by Poppy, but he's going to get outscaled by a Poppy who built a GP5. But if he's not killing this lane, over and over again, he is actually just going to fall behind in the overall kind of picture thing. Alistair, found by Riven, headbutted away.
But he tried to ward Dragon, but they've got that. Purple's got that pink ward on Dragon, so they were able to just pick up the ward as they were there. Ashe going a little bit low.
Lots of damage. Ashe sticking around just too long. You can't stick around in lane if your support's not there in a kill lane. A lot of AD carries are used to going against something like Soraka Caitlyn. That is not going to pull to zero you. A Caitlyn Soraka is not going to pull to zero you. A Riven Jarvan will, and I think Koban just kind of messing up his headbutt there. I think maybe wanted to headbutt him back into
top lane.
Oh wow! And Sabretooth, that Poppy passive is just so overpowered. Living with 20 health. Genocide George just not really ready for this.
I don't know about this decision. Purple, the kill lane just took the bottom turret.
Yeah. I don't know about that either. However, if they ward far into the jungle, they might start to roam a little bit.
Oh, they have a timer on this red.
Yeah, the Ash Arrow went up to try and find Poppy. Unfortunately, she had back. It would have certainly killed her at 20 health. Things going out from blue team. They are going to maybe try and find a collapse around this Nocturne who is stealing the red buff. Yeah, Poppy, I don't like this attitude from Poppy. It says question mark when taken down to 20 health. Don't do that, guys. Don't do that. Very close trade from the Renekton, and if it weren't for the fact that Poppy's kit is just so absurdly broken, that it would have certainly been a kill. That would have been so far and away a kill on any other champion in that lane. It's just Poppy has, you know, such a great kit against Renekton, who is very, very, very bursty.
And divey on top
and divey, yeah. Blue team does know that that Jarvan is sitting around in that mid rush. I'm not sure how there are no wards there. I guess it's maybe they lost
he probably
track.
got caught on this ward that was shallow in blue team's jungle.
Yeah, but they might not know he's there. Jarvan does have his ulti down for another 10 seconds. Might just be waiting for that cooldown. But wants to be careful. If he traps the cannon in the ulti with Ryze, it could just be the end of the Ryze.
Top lane.
Top lane looks like Morgana ganking. Sorry, we're seeing a lot of damage going on to the cannon mid, so I'm going to switch my focus back there. The Jarvan comes in, gets a knockoff, but like we said, that cannon is so far ahead. Ryze able to get the kill with the help. Sorry, Nocturne able to get the kill with the help of Ryze and Jarvan. A nice knockup at the tail end of that cannon ult, able to kind of delay things a little bit, but it wasn't enough. Cannon did pick
It was
up
still
the
a
kill
1-for-1 trade.
on Ryze is what I'm trying to say. So actually, sort of in the favor of Blue Team in a way, because Blue Team pulled a lot of resources in picking up that kill.
Purple doing a great job counter jungling.
Yeah.
Jarvan just picked up the Wraith camp,
Yeah,
and
Morgana's
it looks like he's
sitting
going down to do the Stone Brothers, the golems
Stone
right
Bros.
here too.
It looks like we might see a dive. Poppy has her ulti back up. Diving a Poppy, especially when Nocturne is in the area, not the best idea.
Poku just missing all of these snares today.
Not on fire. He is 1-0-0, but he is 30 CS behind this this Nocturne. No oracles picked up yet for either team. Bon is just not doing the right thing. He's leaving this Ashe alone, and they are going to lose yet another turret.
Cannon's coming bottom.
Yeah, although
looks like
Purple team is pushed up very far. Ashe has her arrow up. Hits, connects to the
Their
Jarvan.
focus
It's time
seems
for
a little
Cannon.
bit split, but I don't know. Cannon giving up on the Riven for the sure kill, but Alistar picking up the kill on Jarvan. Not exactly the best use of the gold. Top lane, Renekton going down low again.
Yeah. Now this is the point in time where I think it's sort of the fault of Voku. Didn't get that pressure off on Saber. Saber, I think, would have lost that matchup, but had some very good jungle ganks from Nocturne. I think we saw...
Nocturne has 3 levels on Morgana.
Yeah. No, doing a very good job of managing both the counter jungling, the farm in his own jungle, and also getting some very good ganks off. Well, it's sort of a low CS game. We do see that kill lane where the CS is split between the two. They're both sitting at 60, Riven and Jarvan, and only 84 for the Ashe. Jarvan actually picking up a BF sword. Looks like he's going for more of a Dunk Master Jarvan build than maybe the kind of, you know, usual
What do you mean they don't have an AD carry? They've got Jarvan.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically an AD carry.
Exactly. It does look like Itzkoban is getting behind, gets the headbutt off over the wall. Oh, and the W is wasted from Cannon, not putting any damage down onto the Ryze. Ryze almost certainly going to die in a 1-for-0 exchange here. Jarvan is around, but
there are 3
no one else is here. I was trying to look for
careful.
Nocturne on the map, but he is back in spawn. Dragon has popped now. We do see a 4K gold lead advantage for Purple team, and we aren't yet at the stage where Ashe is powerful enough to kind of like kite these big bruisery threats. Voku, I don't think really paying attention.
On the other hand, if you'll notice where the kills have really gone for blue, Kennen has 6 kills.
Yeah, now Kennen has a huge teamfight presence, but I think really if you look at it as the AD carry doing the damage, that's not the point in the game we're at right now. I think blue team's going a little bit. What are you doing? They've completely split. Kennen has run up. He's in a lot of trouble right now. The Voku popping the ulti. Nocturne breaks it. Jarvan breaks it by running away. A nice Ashe arrow slams in the face. However, a flash from Riven almost certainly going to pick up this kill. There's the kill. We're looking back over here on the action now. Kennen has popped his flash to get away and just stuck around too long. Jarvan able to pick up that kill.
So disorganized.
Just so a nice flash over the wall. Voku picked up. Riven headbutted away by Alistar. Just so disorganized from blue team. They went for that dragon, but they have a Morgana jungle. Why would you go for that dragon with the Morgana jungle? They took so much damage, they got taken down to half health, and just good initiate. Genocide George looks like he's gonna want to maybe pick up a kill here. However, that Poppy ult is just so broken. Obviously scaling the damage off of the Q and scaling the damage off of the Ignite. really absolutely nothing Genocide George can do right now to kill this Poppy. She has 153. Nocturne taken very low from that dragon. But yeah, Poppy's passive combined with 150 MR. Nothing they can really do right now to take her down. And they don't really have any magic damage threats other than this cannon and Morg. But I mean, Poppy can just kind of put her ulti down on a physical damage dealer and just walk away, even if it means putting it down on Ashe. Usually as Poppy, you don't want to put your ulti down on Ashe because she can perma-slow you. But against this team, it is going to mean that she's pretty much invulnerable. We see a flash pop from Ryze. Koban doing a very good job of roaming. He's been successful with headbutts in his Ryze, but I don't think that it's the right thing to do. Ashe
I think
is just
one of the
really
big issues in this game has just been the fact that the Morgana hasn't done much. I mean, she has very little ability to control map objectives. None of she's had like one successful gank, whereas Nocturne's been a lot more present all over the map, and on top of that, his lanes have been winning even almost without him. Yeah. And like most of the gank presence had actually been this Alistar. So
right now, by the way, we do see that of course Dragon is down, and Baron is up. And this is a time for Goku to just try and farm because they don't want a team fight. However, the jungle is kind of like it's Purple's jungle at the moment, and they Goku not taking up these buffs, giving the buff to the Alistar, which I think is a little surprising. I guess he doesn't really need that buff, but I mean
he is two levels underneath the Alistar.
Yeah, which is not what you want. Top lane. Yeah, Genocide George is in a world of hurt right now. Really
able to just roam at their discretion at this point.
Poor play, I think, from Bloom team, who's just letting lots of roam, lots of wards being placed down, and this game is very clearly snowballing in favor of Purple. 8k advantage for the team, which kind of scales very nicely with that Poppy. So I mean, if this goes into like a 50-minute game, Poppy scales well, but the lack of the AD carry might really hurt them. And everyone on Blue team is able to shut down those
Purple
those
team
Poppy
completely gathered around up top.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it looks like we're gonna see a complete dive. Cannon just getting completely obliterated. Alistar
maybe shouldn't be there right now.
Yeah. Oh wow, but a nice binding does take Riven down. I think a flash ulti would have picked her up. She only has 85 MR. But it looks like maybe we're gonna see a Baron attempt for Purple team. There was a 2-for-1 and Ashe is bot, so maybe if Genocide George can get in there and get his Q down, Riven can definitely just be one-shot by a Q and an ulti. They are maybe making a mistake here. It would be interesting to see a 2v5. The Ashe arrow comes in. Very nicely done. Very good Mortal. Very good Genocide George. That is not enough though. I was excited for a second there. It looked like maybe that was going to go in their favor. A very nice cross-map Ashe arrow and a very nice ulti and a very nice Q. It was just a 2-for-2 exchange, and they were unable to stop that Baron. We did see, I mean, they were kind of around half health, but I mean, they just got bursted down so hard. Morgana having absolutely no defense. She has Sork Shoes and a Woda, no health, no armor, no magic resist. I don't know about that Woda pick. Obviously, you want it for the double Woda for cannon, and you want it to kind of sustain your jungle clear. But she should maybe have gone Chain Vest first as a first item into Janya's, because so many physical damage threats from Purple team. Nocturne, Jarvan, Riven, Poppy dealing a little bit of physical damage with that Triforce. She has those Triforce procs and things, but also a significant amount of magic damage. And then, of course, Ryze dealing almost no physical damage and just dealing, like, he's like a machine gun Ryze is what they call him, throwing those Qs out on such short cooldown.
He completed that Banshee's Veil early. He hasn't even started his Frozen Heart.
I don't think that that's the worst decision in the world. Renekton dealing a lot of physical damage.
Renekton, of course, getting demolished by this Poppy up top.
No, right now, Genocide George is, I mean, we've been over this in previous games. He is very much a champion who likes to farm. I think he played a lot of Nasus and really just picked up that mentality. This is the stage where it's not safe for him to sit in lane against Poppy. And Poppy can't really push, so, you know, we're going to be seeing a lot more 5v5s. Wow, but the Ghost goes down, the ulti goes down on the Goku. A nice stun, but it's not going to be enough. Goku not popping that ulti early enough, and Sabertooth Pie able to walk out of there. Ashe flashes away. Can they find her? A nice Poppy, a nice headbutt, but it's not going to be enough. Koban doing a very good job with these pulverizers and those headbutts.
Ken is trying to pick up the rest of the team, not quite enough.
That was just so uncoordinated. Morgana forced to ulti a Poppy and waited too long on that decision so didn't get the stun off. I think this is really just a game that's snowballed in favor of Purple now. They're not even going to be able to defend this turret by the 5v2, and when you have no AD carry and you're able to blitz down turrets this quickly because you're just so dominant in team fights, there's really not an answer that Blue has. I would have liked to see a Janya's Hourglass on Boku. I would have liked to see an Aegis being picked up on its Koban, who's currently sitting at 700 gold. But I really think that Blue team's only
what
chance...
happens if you use Zanya's while you've got a like a creep can't fleet?
If you have a what?
If you Zanya's Hourglass while you've got a creep can't fleet.
I think it will reset, yeah.
Okay, just curious.
Yep.
See a little binding coming out of Morg, but I think it might be too late at this point. She's level 10. The lowest level on purple is, I believe, level 13 or 12, perhaps. Yeah, level 13 on the Jarvan.
Yeah, and level advantages, really in LoL, there are a couple of factors that you want to think about when you're wondering, am I stronger than this person? Gold and experience, I'd say, are the two easiest ways to kind of figure it out. Gold obviously gives you items, experience gives you levels, which gives you better base damages on your spells and better base stats.
Oh, purple just picked up a dragon.
Voku just so out of position here. This is certainly going to be a kill either on Ashe or Morgana, or even both. A nice Jarvan ult picks both of them, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see a surrender vote coming out. This game has just totally snowballed. I think Koban making a bit of a mistake early game, letting that kill lane pick up a kill or two on the Ashe while he roamed. They wanted to shut down the Poppy because they knew their jungler was a little bit weak, but really, I don't know.
The jungler got pretty well shut down. I mean, there was a lot of counter jungling just throughout the first 15 minutes of the game that really not only slowed her times, but also just made her not as effective in ganks. And Nocturne was level 6 when she was level 4, and that level advantage is just
I don't think Morg has actually picked up a single blue buff. A single red buff this game. The first one was stolen by the Riven Jarvan. The second one was stolen by Nocturne, and the third one was given to Nocturne, and then we just saw Riven pick up her fourth red. So that's sort of one of the reasons she's so under leveled. A big counter jungler coming out early game, and the lack of really far more successful ganks just shut her down. Morgana
I think a lot of that actually came just because of how much roaming Koban was doing. Bot lane had kind of free reign over the jungle and free reign over the over this Ashe, who really wasn't able to farm or do very much in lane because she didn't have the support she needed, and Alistar not getting very much for that early roaming. A big Ashe arrow onto the Jarvan. Looks like they're going to at least pick up one.
Lots of CC coming down. Lots of damage. The Voco ult very late, and Riven is just so dominant right now.
And this Renekton's getting chased down by three of them. Looks like he's going to back out for retirement. They'll take this tower for free.
Yeah, but
to be caught 4v2 and take down half the people.
And that Will of the Ancients just not doing enough. Voku is picking up Doran's rings right now, trying to get a little bit of health that way. They did recently nerf it from 100 health down to 80. Genocide George, I'm not sure what this decision is. Has he given up? Is he trolling? Either way, that's poor game sense. He should have known that Nocturne was right around, and he knew that Poppy
wants that farm so badly. Oh, here comes the Poppy.
Here comes the Poppy ult, and that is almost certainly going to be a dead Ashe, and there it is. This game is so over right now. An 18k gold lead. I wouldn't be surprised to see the surrender rope coming out now. Here it is. An interesting game. A little bit of misplay from blue team. They had a weak jungler. They didn't protect the buffs. They had they were facing a kill lane bot, and they countered it by having Alistar roam, letting Ashe give up a free kill level 1
I think the idea was that Ashe would get an experience advantage and thus outscale them level wise, but
totally bad decision making.
I'm not saying it was good decision making. I'm just saying that's really the only logic I could see.
I think the logic was that Poppy is very strong early and very weak early, Renekton very strong early, and Poppy really had to get shut down by Renekton early because she was going to outscale. So Koban thought, oh yeah, I'll just roam a little bit, pick up a free easy kill. Poppy escaping with that ridiculously broken passive
So many times.
So many
like
times.
3 times in a row.
Really unlucky
like,
stuff. If you want to counter Poppy, you need to get some true damage going on your team.
Get some Aurelia going.
You need some, some Olaf, some Aurelia. You need some ganks from a jungler who has red buff, stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, Ashe could have played a little bit safer early game to kind of. She knew that her support was roaming. I guess it wasn't the worst decision in the world to have Koban go up and try and get that advantage snowballing in favor of Renekton. It just didn't work out for them so well because First Blood was picked up from Riven, and that lane just snowballed so hard. Kill lane snowball. That's the whole purpose. You see a AD carry with 131 CS, 30 minutes into the game, and 7 deaths. Not even really her fault. Ashe not having any escapes. Jarvan very, very, very strong against people who had their flash down. And I mean, just so much damage coming off of this kill lane bot. The jungler counter jungle, the Poppy got some good ganks and was able to snowball early game. Not so much poor play from Purple team. We did see a couple conceptual mistakes. We did see Voku not really buy any wards to kind of defend his jungle and also miss a couple of bindings here and there. But just really, I think, didn't go the way that Purple team was hoping it would go. Anyway, I think we are going to go ahead. We're not going to dwell on this too much. We have 40 people waiting, and I'm sure twice as many people looking to play in one of these games. So I'm just going to mark down the wins and losses for each player. Any final thoughts, by the way?
I thought that what it looked like was Ken was doing a good job of shutting down Ryze mid. But with just how much roaming Alistar ended up doing, it really, the Ashe was never safe. The Ashe was never able to have a big impact on the game. And Morgana and just the amount of, there was completely no control on the bottom half of it, because not only was Alistar roaming, but he wasn't warding. And they needed wards in their own jungle. Yeah, it was a very good example of what a double bruiser kill lane should look like and how it should be played. Especially, it almost reminded me of the ways M5 would run Shyvana top, where she would very safely go and take those golems all the time, except for this was more like a double bruiser bot lane that was just able to go in, take red, go in, take wraiths, just constantly be moving through that jungle after pushing Ashe back to tower, and Ashe just sitting there farming in the tower wasn't enough.
Alrighty then. Well, I'm going to go ahead and end this recording with the famous end tag of GGWP. I will be posting this this video on YouTube as we get this next game going. I'm going to go ahead and start a new one. If you are watching this stream and you are interested in playing, go ahead and join the Reddit in-house channel, and we will be getting a game going momentarily. As I mentioned earlier, we are giving priority to new players, so go ahead, join the game, and we will see you for the next game momentarily.
So yeah, I'm just writing down some